This review will contain spoilers for Season 2 of Euphoria, so if you have not watched the season, I am going to be talking spoilers in this video, so go watch it, then come back, because we gotta get some glitter on us, and we need to talk about some Euphoria. Euphoria Season 2 stars Zendaya and is about a look at life for a group of high school students as they grapple with issues of drugs, sex, and violence. So back in 2019, I actually reviewed Season 1 of Euphoria because I was one of its first early advocates of how good the show was. I know a lot of people don't watch my old stuff, but I loved this show since 2019 when it premiered in the summer. I was glued to that first season. I've seen it like 3 times fully because it's been a long time for Season 2 to finally come out, and I just loved Season 1 so much. And when Zendaya won for the Emmy, I was floored. I was like, oh my gosh, that might be the reason why this show is gonna pop off. And I called it. Season 2 is now officially like the #1 show tweeted about. It's the second biggest show ever in HBO history behind Game of Thrones. And everyone I know on TikTok, Twitter, and everyone I know personally is watching this show. And it makes me very happy, with a little caution because of just the fans and everything, but it makes me happy. A show I watch and advocate and said, hey everyone, go watch Euphoria. Get rid of that 13 Reasons Why crap. Go watch this. And now we got everyone watching the show. So after years of waiting for Season 2, going into this season, I was just excited. And for a brand new 8 episodes, I can say this positively for all 8 episodes. Production value. I am 91% sure they shot this entire season on film, and the whole season looks outstanding. I mean, from the opening, cold open from episode 1, showing Fez's and everyone's backstory behind of how he becomes a drug dealer and young Ashtray, seeing that opening scene, I was like, okay, they are going for it, and they are going to show off as many dicks as they can those first couple episodes. I mean, you know what? Good on it, because every episode they show boobies, so we need some dick in this show. And those first episodes, I was like, I am just so glad to be watching this. And then obviously, the season deals with a lot of more eternal drama and what's doing with Nate and Cassie and all that drama. But I'm going to go through each story arc that season and basically talk about what I liked and disliked. So, of course, let's begin with Zendaya/Rue. She's going to win another Emmy. Episode 5 alone. Her episode of running from the cops, running from her family, her friends, gives Zendaya the Emmy right now. That opening of her banging on her sister's door is traumatic. I mean, I can't talk about personal stuff, but I can tell you that is one of the most realistic drug addicts having withdrawal moments I've seen in a TV show ever. And I think she deserves an Emmy. There's no question. I think Zendaya 100% deserves an Emmy. And there's many moments of the entire season she's amazing in. But episode 5, that open, the cold open, that shit was scary, and she killed it. And her character arc, what she does to Ali, what she says to Ali, is downright awful. When he's trying to talk to her and she completely bashes on him. So Rue as a character really is just a drug addict, and she is the most realistic drug addict I've seen on a TV show, and Zendaya does an amazing job. And where her story goes with Jules and how they break up, and at the very end of the season, seeing her basically say to Jules, you were my first love, I need to move on, and she's not on drugs anymore by the end of the season, that's how it wraps up with her character. So I think as a character for Rue, it was truly a really good character piece this entire season. I mean, episode 6, or was it 7, the opening of her trying to open the Jolly Rancher, that alone is an Emmy. Just give it to Zendaya. Then we have Jules' storyline, which honestly, compared to Season 1, because Season 1 really dealt with her and Rue, this season we get to see the romance continue. Obviously, they reconnect the very first episode, and then we get to see them go in a relationship. But Rue obviously is a drug addict, and Jules knows that and questions it throughout the entire season. Then when she finds out in episode 5, she basically says, I'm no longer in love with you. And so Jules kind of takes a backseat those last couple episodes, but her character and Elliot, the new character, those three playing Truth or Dare together was an amazing scene, and I loved seeing them all together. It just makes me really sad that we didn't get more of that this season, but obviously 8 episodes, a lot of storylines going on, you had to wrap some things up, so I feel like Jules kind of got backseated a little bit. Alright, let's talk about Maddie and Cassie. Obviously, Cassie, Sydney Sweeney, she is a great actress, and I think she honestly might deserve a supporting actress nomination for this season. Sydney Sweeney killed it this season. Her character arc of where she begins this season, that first episode of her in the bathtub, her and Nate, really, I did not expect them to get together, and for that to happen and Maddie be her best friend and not know until episode 5, it was very intense, and you feel bad for Maddie because, like, they're best friends, and Maddie was like, fuck Nate, I don't want him no more, even though they're kind of in and out of each other, but she left him, and then obviously they have sex, and Maddie doesn't know till episode 5, and the famous scene that I saw all over TikTok and Twitter was obviously Rue being the one to tell them, and Maddie completely saying, fuck you, bitch, and I don't blame her, because even though technically they were broken up, Cassie broke up with them. I mean, they broke up and Cassie went with him. Famous rule in the book. Bros before hoes. Goes for males and females if you ask me. You don't date your best friend's ex. That's just a clear, simple answer. But then obviously in the finale, we get to see Cassie turn into the villain, which was very interesting. And Maddie finally beating the shit out of her basically made me very happy. I love that scene in the bathroom where like, this is just the beginning. Beginning of between them two, or you know what they should do is, you know, talk about it, sit down, be like, hey, let's go get this motherfucker Nate, which Nate, this entire season, is just an evil dude, and he needs his upcomings now. I loved everything they did with his dad. Everything. I have no issues with what they did with his dad. The storyline, his cold open of seeing him as a teenager and his wife and everything, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, his famous monologue with his dick being out and talking about his personal life, and him leaving the family, and then at the very end of the season, him going to jail by Nate's own hands. Really good stuff there. I loved everything they did with the dad, and obviously Nate just being a complete dick the entire season, even though the one thing I do like, he stole the disc and he gave it to Jules, and Jules broke it. That's the one thing I was like, you did the right thing, Nate. But then he turns around and has a gun up to Maddie's head and says, give me the fucking, like, thing, and I'm like, you need to die. Like, this is a high school show with drama and everything. We've gone past of him just getting beat up by Fez, which was an amazing premiere, by the way. Great ending to the premiere. But listen, he needs to die now or go to jail because fuck this dude. So Nate sucks, and him dating Cassie just fucked everything up, and Maddie's pissed, and now season 3, I'm hoping they team up together and say, hey, Nate, we're gonna cut your dick off. Then probably my favorite character development of a character is of course Maud Apatow's Lexi. I really think she's pretty in real life. I think she's gorgeous. I really just find her very attractive, and she's really good actress. Like honestly, season 1 she was a small character, and I still liked her. This season she might have earned herself an Emmy nomination too. Episode 7 and 8, her play. I mean, she just said, hey, Nate, hey, Cassie, hey, my sister, everyone, fuck you, here's my play. But she did it with style, even though it was the most biggest production of a high school play I've ever seen in my life. And you know what? Lexi is a badass, and I love her as a character. She reminds me of me just because of a character that thinks outside, thinks of, like, turning a little, like, things she knows into a play, maybe into a movie. I like that kind of stuff, and I think Lexi's development was amazing this season. And with all of that character development with Lexi, she obviously grows a relationship with Fez, and obviously with his plotline, I forget the girl's name, the girl with the blonde hair with the big, just blowjob lips. I didn't really care for her just living with Fez, but obviously Fez didn't care for her. He cared about Lexi, and their relationship is just so darn cute. I mean, you love seeing them talk to each other that first episode, and obviously in the finale before what happens, we get to see like a phone call between the two of them about the play and him coming, and obviously the ending of the season where that fucking guy comes in, gets stabbed in the neck by Ashtray, and everything goes to shit because he had the cops on the way. The cops show up. Ashtray just says, you know what? I'm going out guns a-blazing. Shuts the door on Fez. Fez gets shot by him. Shooting goes everywhere in the house while Grandma's asleep in the other room, by the way. And obviously Ashtray does get shot in the head, and I believe Fez is going to jail. We don't know how long. I would assume in like real world he's going to jail for a long time. But obviously people love Fez so much that I believe something in season 3, he'll come out, we'll see him a bunch, something will happen because we all love Fez. But obviously, R.I.P. Ashtray, and obviously, and when the thing fell, the letter for for Lexi, and he stepped on it, and the blood was on the card. Really good camera work and cinematography, and I really appreciate that. And I almost forgot one character, Kat. Her character development, well, she got fucked by the guy from Game of Thrones, and she breaks up with her boyfriend. That's it for Kat. So if you like Kat from season 1, which was like basically the subplot of like her become a porn star and like live chats, which was very funny and interesting for her, and she becomes a badass. Season 2, she breaks up with her boyfriend. That's it. And I was really disappointed with that, but she wasn't like a favorite character of mine at all, so I don't really know what to say. I'm like, they just kind of pushed her to the side. Obviously, I've seen on Twitter some of the things behind the scenes of Sam Levinson, of like being 17-hour work days, not having a short list, which is actually pretty crazy from a person that's learning about direction and production and being on set and stuff like that. Having not a short list, that's not right if that's true. And certain things about nudity, because like I said, these first couple episodes, Sydney Sweeney, I mean, she is obviously gorgeous, and obviously she has big boobs, so, but I didn't think we needed to see her completely naked all the time these first couple episodes. Like, I think the first 3 episodes, you see her naked the entire time. I'm like, she's a good character. She's a very interesting character. We don't just have to focus on her boobs and stuff. But towards the end of the season, there was less nudity around the entire show, but it's also part of the show, and people know to make money on Euphoria. If you say people's boobs and people being naked, people will watch that because it's just a thing. But obviously the show is more than that. It's a high school drama, and people love that because that's why season 2 has become a huge thing. People are in love with these characters and the drama, and obviously everything that happened in season 1 grew into season 2, like I said, using film to shoot, the production value, the cinematography. Obviously Labyrinth's music is still there, and how this season wrapped up, it honestly wrapped up in a way, if you ask me, it wrapped up in a way that could potentially be the series finale. Obviously not. Like I said, it's the second biggest show in HBO history, so they're getting a season 3, and it'll probably be 2024 or late 2023 when we get it. But either way, I'm scared that season 3 is going to turn into more of a fan service season, because this felt so like a series finale. There are things that could be season 3, but hopefully season 3 is not something that we're like, oh, we need to do it because we're big now. Do what the story is telling you, Sam Levinson. This is your story. You write, produce, direct every episode. So this is his story, and we're sitting here watching it. So hopefully certain things behind the scenes get fixed. I hope the show is still amazing. It still is one of my favorite shows to watch, honestly. Season 1 is perfection to me. Season 2 got way better in some abilities of the acting performances, production. The drama is deeper, and the characters we get to explore more. So my only issues really is certain characters like Kat get back forth, and a lot of things are going on. And obviously some of the editing was choppy. Some of the storytelling was a little bing, bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong kind of stuff. Definitely during episodes 7 and 8 when I was doing the play, and it's showing past, present scenes, future scenes, and it's also the play. So it's kind of jungly, but I appreciate the difference in the style of it. So it depends on your opinion, but for me, some of the editing was choppy. But season 2 is over. Now we get to sit and wait for season 3. I will give Euphoria season 2 an A. Hopefully we do get the season before 2024, but my gut reaction would possibly be that, because Zendaya is like one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, so who knows what her schedule looks like. Hopefully though, season 3 is filmed this year, maybe we get it next year. I have no idea though, obviously, but we gotta leave predictions now. What are your predictions for season 3? What are your thoughts on season 2? Who's your favorite character now? What character do you hate now? Cassie, obviously, she's turned to a villain, kind of, but hopefully they make her good again. I don't know. And let's just hope we get more Lexi, because Lexi is always beautiful. And you guys enjoy this review, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.